I want to start this video off by first talking about what is a LEAPS option. Now, LEAPS is an acronym. It stands for Long-Term Equity Anticipation Security. It's a long name and a funny spelling for what is, in reality, just a long-dated call option. So in simple terms, this is a call option that has an expiration date that is 1 year or further out. So for a lot of my option trades, you'll hear me talk about a 1-week option trade or a 1-month option trade. Well, in this case, we're talking about a call option that's got an expiration date that's 1 year out. One of the keys for a successful LEAPS option is knowing the entry and exit points for the underlying stock, which you can find out about in my Simple Trading Room community. Plus, direct access to me via my Q&A chat channel. Simply join my Simple Trading Room community by going to discord.simpleoptiontrading.com. I'll see you over there. And then someone will always ask this: are there any benefits to LEAPS? One of the immediate benefits of owning a LEAP is that you control 100 shares of stock without having to pay for those shares. But wait, what does that mean? I don't have to pay for the shares. Let me explain it like this with a quick example using Apple Incorporated. So here we see 100 shares of Apple stock, and the current price is $140. So in order for me to actually own those shares of stock, my cost to purchase would be $140 per share times the 100 shares, which would equal $14,000. Now compare this to a LEAPS option, where I would have the underlying stock being Apple Incorporated, and my expiration date would be a year or more away. So in this case, I've got January 19th of 2024, and I've specified a strike price of $140. Now, in order for me to own this LEAPS option, which would give me control of those same 100 shares of Apple stock, my cost to purchase this LEAPS option would be $29.80 per share times the 100 shares, giving me a total cost of $2,980. So with ownership of this LEAPS option, I didn't have to pay the full price for 100 shares, remember the $14,000, but instead I only paid $2,980, and now I control 100 shares of Apple stock that I can sell or trade. So with this lower cost LEAPS option, I have the similar abilities just as if I had directly purchased 100 shares of Apple stock. Well, now that I've described and helped you understand what a LEAPS option is, let me tell you about the money-making strategies that are available using a LEAPS option. The first strategy revolves around the buying and selling of a LEAPS option. Now the key here is leveraging the classic buy low and sell high approach. The second strategy involves actually exercising the LEAPS option before the expiration in order to take advantage of the price appreciation of the underlying stock, and in this way maximize profits. And the last strategy I'll discuss is using the LEAPS option to implement a poor man's covered call. I'll take the next few minutes to describe each of these strategies in detail and share with you exactly how I could leverage them to make money. This first strategy is based upon buying and selling the LEAPS options. This first technique is pretty simple and straightforward, and it's based off the philosophy of buying low and selling high. So I'm going to go ahead and buy and hold my LEAPS in order to earn a profit. And basically I use 3 steps. Step number 1, first I identify the underlying stock that I'm going to be using for my LEAPS option. And I want to find a stock that has huge growth and upside potential. Step number 2, I'm going to purchase the LEAPS option and specify an expiration date that's 1 year or more out. By picking an expiration that is so far into the future, it greatly reduces the theta time decay of the option. Additionally, the long expiration, it provides a significant amount of time for the share price to rise higher, and the intrinsic value of the option will also increase. And as a result of the increased intrinsic value, it now takes me to step number 3. It means that I can turn around and simply sell the LEAPS option for a profit. So as you can see, this technique is exactly the same approach that would be used for purchasing and holding direct ownership of stocks. So it's nothing new here, except that I'm able to take advantage of a stock and its appreciation without having to actually spend the money to own the stock. After doing some preliminary research, I identified stocks of Lucid Incorporated, stock symbol LCID, as the underlying stock that I would use for this LEAPS option. So then I moved on to step number 2, where I actually purchased the LEAPS option. Let's take a look at my account history where we can see the actual transaction record. Here you can see the transaction where I actually purchased the call option for symbol LCID with the $5 strike price and an expiration date of January 20th of 2023. And I submitted the order on September 9th of 2021, and it was filled later that morning at 7:12 a.m. Pacific time. And at the time that I made this purchase, I had to pay $15.15 per share. So when this option contract got filled, I paid a total of $1,515 to purchase this LEAPS option. Now let's fast forward to today, February 21st of 2022, to take a look at the price appreciation that has occurred for owning this LEAPS option. Jumping into my account, we can actually see the live status of this call option that I own for stock symbol LCID, which is currently trading at $21.83. So let's jump over to my LEAPS call option analyzer and take a look at how these numbers are working out for me. So today's February 21st, and this is for symbol LCID, where the current share price is $26.59. Now for my call option, I have an expiration of January 20th, 2023 with a $5 strike price, and I paid $15.15 per share, so my total cost to purchase the LEAPS option was $1,515. Now there's a total of 333 days left to expiration, so just under 1 year, and now the current LEAPS price is at $21.83. So if we take a look at the break-even analysis, we find that I paid $15.15, but the current value is $21.83. So if I were to turn around and sell my LEAPS option today, I could realize a profit of $668. And that's computed by taking the difference between the $21.83, which is the current value, subtracting the $15.15, which I currently paid, and that gives you a total of $6.68, but multiply that times 100 because each option controls 100 shares. And so that's how I arrive at $668. And that $668, that represents a profit of just over 44%. This next strategy involves actually exercising the LEAPS option. Let's jump over to Yahoo Finance and check on the current price. We could see it finish out the week closing at $26.59. But during the aftermarket hours, it dropped even further, so it's currently trading at $26.10 per share. So using this new share price, let's jump back over to my LEAPS call option analyzer and take a look at what happens if we actually exercise this LEAPS at the current share price. So from here we can see that the break-even occurs when the share price is equal to my LEAPS cost, which was $15.15 per share, plus the LEAPS exercise cost, which is $5 per share. So that's $15.15 plus the $5, which is a total of $20.15. So if I want to exercise this LEAPS, I'll need to pay the strike price, or $5 per share, or a total of $500. So the current price is $26.10. My break-even cost after I exercise the option is $20.15 per share. And that difference is my profit, which is $5.95. Now, if you multiply that times the 100 shares, that means I have a total profit from exercising this LEAPS of $595. All right, now let's take a look at the third strategy, and that involves using the LEAPS option to sell a poor man's covered call. Give me a few minutes and I'll quickly describe it, just enough so that you'll understand how it works. So with the poor man's covered call, I own the LEAPS option, which means I control 100 shares of the underlying stock. And because I control those 100 shares, it now gives me the ability to sell covered calls against those shares. So with those controlled shares and under my LEAPS option, I'm going to sell short-term covered calls that are out of the money. And because the LEAPS option has an expiration date so far in the future, it allows me to sell shorter-term covered calls, say weeklies or monthlies, on a continuous basis up until expiration. And each time I sell these short-term, out-of-the-money covered calls, I'm able to collect premiums. Now, as the expiration of my LEAPS option contract comes closer, I have several options available. I can either exercise the option, I could sell that LEAPS option, or buy to close my position. Now, I've barely scratched the surface describing this poor man's covered call. So in the future, I plan to release a detailed video fully describing the strategy behind a poor man's covered call. You can get immediate access to my trade alert notifications by joining my Simple Trading Room community. Be sure to use the special link that I've included in the description below so you can join in on the action. There's one last thing before I end this video. Now, making profits and generating an income from option trading is a great thing, but keep in mind that all gains made from trading are considered income and are subject to applicable tax considerations. So every month, I save a portion of the profits that I earned in order to pay for my federal and state taxes. So please consult with your CPA, licensed financial advisor, and or tax preparer regarding the tax liabilities for your unique situation. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.